Sanibonani and welcome back to Money Matters with me, Dozo. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I just want to talk a little bit about debt and credit. Before I even start talking, please remember that I am not an expert. I'm just a girl who knows a thing or two, who wants you to know a thing or two as well. And nothing I say in this video constitutes financial advice. If you are looking for a financial advisor, please contact someone who is registered with the FSCA. So I've been seeing a lot of conversation about how the cost of living is literally choking us, and it is. We are all choking. And I've also heard quite a few people, talk about debts and how everything has increased, interest rates have increased, and people are drowning in debt. And this is just me trying to give a little encouragement, trying to give a solution that might or might not work. Obviously the first thing is always to try and avoid debt that you can't afford, or unnecessary debt. But with the way things have been going in the last couple of years, even if you could afford it 3 years ago, right now you can be choking and drowning in the debt. So if you feel like you are overwhelmed or you are over indebted and you're just struggling to pay off your credit cards, your loans, whatever the case is, the first thing that you need to do is gather all of your information, gather your statements, gather everything, and just know how much it is that you owe. Gather your credit reports. Make sure that things are the way that should be. When it comes to your credit report, you also need to check that your credit score is not affected by debt that is not yours. So your credit reports, everything that is on there, about it is things that you signed up for. You also need to check how your credit score is tracking. They also tell you if you're missing payments and stuff like that. It will also be on your credit reports. I will leave a link down below of where you can check your credit reports. You can check your credit report with TransUnion. I think it's TransUnion once a year for free. Once you've gathered all your statements and you know exactly how much you owe, what your monthly repayments are, in total you will create a budget with your income, all of your expenses, and all of your debt repayments, and you will just see if there are any areas that you can cut back, or it's just a little bit too much. Once you have a picture of what is happening, you can then decide on your next steps. Now, a few advisors will suggest the snowball method, which means that you start with your smallest debt first, you pay that off, and then you have a little bit more money to cover the next one, the next one, and it creates a snowball effect until you have paid it all off. Others will say start with the biggest one and then you have more money to pay off the rest, or start with the one with the highest interest because that's the one that will grow the most, and then pay that off like that. So you'll obviously see what works best for you. If you can pay off the smallest one first, then you have a little few extra bucks to just snowball it, or if you can tackle the big one first, just get it done, and then that also frees up a little bit more space. The other thing that you can do is negotiate interest rates. You can call up your bank and be like, yo, this interest rate is a little bit too much. Or if your credit score has increased, maybe they can be like, hey, I've been doing really well so far, help a girl out. Okay, this one is also just to free up a little bit more space in your budget, just cut back on those few little extra bucks that can help relieve a little bit, or help you even pay it off a little bit quicker. Now, if you just find that having multiple loans with multiple monthly repayments is just not possible anymore, you can actually apply for 2 different options that I am aware of, which is one, a debt consolidation. Debt consolidation is a loan that you are given to pay off all of your debts, and then you pay back that one loan. So instead of paying multiple ones, they will give you the money to say, hey, pay off all of your debts, and then we will give you, then you pay us back with one monthly installment. With the debt consolidation, you actually can't take out a debt consolidation loan if you are over indebted, okay? Because it is still a loan. You still have to, go through affordability and credit checks and all of that. So if you are just squeezed, and you are over indebted, like your debt is more than your income or your debts, like you just can't pay your monthly repayments anymore. Yeah, you're over indebted. I think that explains it. Then a debt consolidation will not be an option for you. Now, the other option is a debt review. With a debt review, what they will do is they will negotiate with your creditors on your behalf, and you will pay them one installment. So you pay them an installment, and then they distribute it every month to your creditors. So they will negotiate with the creditors to say, hey, this person can pay this much, and we need to distribute it among all of you until it is paid. Now, obviously, this will have a negative impact on your credit score because it's showing your debtors that you can't pay your debts. Yeah, they do say that at the end you should be fine, but it will have a negative impact on your debt, but also someone missing your payments, So the whole thing is just tricky. It's just tricky. Now, the final option is to opt for bankruptcy, but obviously that is like extreme case. I don't know, you're about to be homeless and you just can't anymore. But that even has worse impacts. You will never get debt ever again. Even if you recover, you get back on your feet. That just has negative impacts, and it is like the last resort. You'd have to do that through a lawyer. You have to apply at court and all of that, and you go through assessments, and it's a whole long process. That's what I'm saying. It's like extreme case. Now, when it comes to debt, it is very easy to fall into a trap or to fall into like a pattern. You borrow and then you pay back, and then because you paid back, you're a little bit short, so you borrow again to cover that shortage, and it's just very easy to get into that. Yeah, because when I worked for a loan company, that's literally what would happen with people. They would borrow the first time, and then it would just be like every single month. Yeah, because of the type of loan, or after that one is paid off, they're borrowing again. After that one is paid off, they're borrowing again. It's like you're stuck in a cycle and you can't get out. The other thing is the whole building your credit score thing. I think a lot of people get caught out with that because you don't do a lot of research. A lot of people I know were told you need to build your credit score. Just take out a credit card, and then you take out a clothing account, and now you're struggling to pay it off. So you need to make sure that you do your research, like how to build your credit score. Maybe should I do a video on that? Maybe I'll do a video on that, and whether that's like a valid thing. What are you building your credit score for? If you're not planning to buy a car anytime soon, yeah. And when it comes to like the whole credit score thing, what I have noticed, okay, let me not say all the banks, but West Bank specifically does offer first time, like young professionals, let me rather say young professionals who are buying a car for the first time and you don't have a credit score, you don't have any credits, they do offer you financing just based on your affordability. Yeah, it's obviously not every bank that does this, but if you are, I think it's under the age of 35, you have a degree, you have your job, yeah, those are the conditions, and then they obviously check your affordability, which also when you're applying for credits, you need to be honest about, because that's also another thing that I saw, is that people would claim they pay 500 for groceries. Really? 500? In an entire month, you spend 500 on groceries? Really? Okay. So stuff like that really just gets you into trouble. You're digging a hole for yourself. So yeah, I don't know where that was going, But thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Thank you so much for watching.